السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is Ghada Radwan from the Opening Academy, and this is video to Zainab. Assalamu alaikum, Zainab. How are you? So, Zainab, let me remind you um, with the lesson that we take it together. And the first one is Prophet Ayyub alayhi assalam. Prophet Ayyub alayhi assalam. So, let's see. So, Ayyub. Okay. Here we are. Let me. Yeah. So Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam, Zainab, we know that he was actually a very rich man. He had a castle, slaves, servants, a lot of lands and property. He also had money, he also had many children and a big family. Allah had blessed Ayyub alayhi salam with many comforts. So his house was as of a vast piece of land. There were fruit gardens with row of drink trees. Okay, he had actually like a lot of things. Okay, so the test here. So the words of Ayyub alayhi salam was like a test from Allah. The life of the Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam was like an example for others to follow. Ayyub alayhi salam had a great wealth and comforts, but he know that they were blessing from Allah. He always remembered and thanked Allah. So Allah Azza wa Jal tested Ayyub alayhi salam in a different way. So everything was taken away from him, one after the other, and he suffered like a different types of disease. No part of his body was safe or healthy except his heart and his tongue. So which he remembered Allah. So his sickness continued for many years that the people around him stayed away from him except his loving wife who carried on looking after him, and she remembered his good treatment, okay, of hair and his commission of for hair. So the Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam never lost patience at all when his sickness and had afflicted him for a long time. He said to her, I have lived for 70 years in healthy condition. Could I not bear all the patiently for the sake of Allah for another 70 years? So she was impatient with his answer, with this answer. She like served other people for weeks to feed Ayyub alayhi salam, but after some time people stopped giving her work because being Ayyub's wife, they were afraid that she might pass on his disease to them. Ayyub's wife was not an ordinary woman. She remained by his side through all the hard time. She would hold his hand and talk to him when everyone else stayed away from him. It was like extremely painful for Ayyub alayhi salam and his wife to go through all of this. So the relief. Ayyub alayhi salam showed patience and he always remembered Allah even under such like chronic analysis. He would call out to Allah Azza wa Jal, great harm has afflicted me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. رب إني مسني الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين. So Allah actually, the Almighty answered his prayer after this long test, which lasted for so many years. Allah relieved Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam from his suffering. He returned to him his wealth and the same wealth and his children and doubled them for him. Ayyub alayhi salam had passed the test. He had like remained steadfast in the face of hardship. Allah commanded Ayyub to strike the earth with his foot, and he did as like he was commanded, and Allah caused like a spring of fresh and cold water to gush forth. Allah ordered him to wash it, to wash actually in it, in this water, okay, and drink from it. Allah caused his sickness that had afflicted his body for so long to come to an end. And Allah made him like a healthy and handsome person again. He gave him like a much wealth in the form of gold when Allah relieved Ayyub. So he caused actually lots of gold to rain down upon him. So Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam lived an extremely hard life. The most amazing quality that Ayyub alayhi salam had was his patience. He remained patient through his hard life. And previous believers actually have a great examples to follow in the life of the Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam. Okay, so second one is Prophet Ilyas. Prophet Ilyas. Let's see what happened to Prophet Ilyas. So, Allah Azza wa Jal, when He sent Prophet Ilyas, or when He sent actually any prophets, okay, they have actually one purpose, okay? They need to guide people to the right path to Tawheed, to worship Allah. There is no God except Allah Azza wa Jal, okay? So, the people actually were idol worship, okay? They worship idol stones, false gods, okay? So even the king of this country, he actually worshiped what? Baal. So they were actually like a huge gathering in different season of the year. They worship of Baal. So many temples were built for this actually purpose. They lit fires around the idol and performed articles in it. Sometimes the human actually sacrifice were also offered to the idol or god, a first false god. Okay, so Ilyas alayhi salam informed actually them of the message of Allah. He told them that Allah Azza wa Jal is the only creator and the Lord of everything. He was the very noble person. So the greed of wealthy people made Ilyas alayhi salam very sad. He actually pleaded with the wealthy people to obey Allah, but they hardly listened to him. So soon they become upset with the Prophet Ilyas alayhi salam and his message. So some evil people actually decided to kill him. So when Ilyas alayhi salam learned of their evil plot, he became very sad. This group of people, like included the king actually and his own wife, Ilyas alayhi salam decided to leave this place, and one night he left actually town quietly and took like refuge in the cave of in the mountain far away from the evil people. So the cave actually became his new home. He left there by himself and spent his time praying to Allah. At this time, when the town actually was in the grip of famine, so the people actually were in a panic. In panic, they didn't know what to do. The famine lasted for a long time. Finally, they sent out to find Ilyas alayhi salam to see if he could help them. So they looked for him everywhere, but they could not find him. So Allah Azza wa Jal commanded Ilyas alayhi salam to return again to his town. Okay, and Ilyas told the people that famine has come actually to you as like a sign from Allah. It is like a warning. You rejected me, you rejected Allah's commands, you rejected Allah's messenger. You are very stubborn people. So this actually brought like a punishment from Allah for not obeying His commands. So some of the people, oh Ilyas, we understand what you say, so we accept Allah as the one and only creator. And we are grateful to Allah for leading us out of the darkness. So Ilyas alayhi salam prayed to Allah for rain, and Allah responded to his prayer, and the rain fell. So the fields actually of this town become like a grain again, and the people were grateful for this actually change in their furniture. So Prophet Ilyas alayhi salam followers began like to increase. He began to again popularity, but still many of the people refused to obey him. They rejected him, and they were not prepared to listen to him. They once again planned to kill him, and Ilyas again left the town. He returned again after the death of the king, and he continued to teach actually the message of Allah until he passed away. So we will stop in this one, inshallah, Zainab, and we will continue, inshallah, next time. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good day.